Do you see this as an act of terrorism, and is this something that has to be condemned on that level?
Well, I think based on what we know right now, it does seem like that's what we're confronting here, and this is an act of violence that we certainly do condemn, and if based on this investigation it turns out to be an act of terrorism, then we would condemn that in the strongest possible terms too.
All right, I have no idea. Welcome to our Gimme 5 segment, which really isn't in the true tradition of Gimme 5. We're talking about today's horrific terrorist attack in France, and that was one of the first reactions, the first White House reaction early this morning. When we saw what we saw, we knew what we knew even then, but you heard Josh Earnest, he would not say the word terrorist. He would not say it was a terrorist attack. If this investigation proves it was a terrorist attack. I mean, give me a break. This is part of the problem. Earlier in the show, we had Stephen Emerson, and he said, if you don't call it what it is, you're never going to fix it. You're never going to solve the problem. Of course it's a terrorist attack. It's an Islamic terrorist attack. Although the president and John Kerry later called it a terrorist attack, they never used the word Islamic terrorist attack because they don't believe that. They're not allowed to say that. Now let's go to John Kerry, speaking of the devil, who later on couldn't wait to talk French. He gave a statement to the people of France in French because he thinks he is French. Remember that. And here's what he had to say in English.
I would like to say directly to the people of Paris and of all of France that each and every American stands with you today, not just in horror or in anger or in outrage for this vicious act of violence, but we stand with you in solidarity and in commitment both to the cause of confronting extremism and in the cause which the extremists fear so much and which has always united our two countries, freedom.
Extremism. Extremism. He didn't even use the word terror in that part of his statement. Extremism. Extremists always used to be people who were on the outer fringe, you know? I didn't know that you could walk in and slaughter somebody or slaughter a dozen people and be called an extremist. You're a terrorist. Why use that language? Why not just call it what it is? Next.
They may wield weapons, but we in France and in the United States share a commitment to those who wield something that is far more powerful. Not just a pen, but a pen that represents an instrument of freedom, not fear. Free expression and a free press are core values. They are universal values, principles that can be attacked but never eradicated, because brave and decent people around the world will never give in to the intimidation and the terror that those seeking to destroy those values employ.
Okay. Of course, wasn't it the President of the United States and the Secretary of State, his predecessor, who made a video to the Muslim world apologizing for that supposed anti-Muslim video that they said caused the whole Benghazi attack? Didn't this administration of ours condemn that video because it was offensive to Islam? Can't have it both ways, but I guess they can. More.
I agree with the French imam who today called the slain journalists martyrs for liberty. Today's murders are part of a larger confrontation, not between civilizations, no, but between civilization itself and those who are opposed to a civilized world.
No, it is a war of civilizations. It absolutely is. And to make believe it's not, to say it's not, is absolutely wrong. Let's skip ahead to the next one. I want you to hear one more time the president at the UN in 2012. Listen to this.
The future must not belong to those who slander the prophet of Islam. But to be credible, those who condemn that slander must also condemn the hate we see in the images of Jesus Christ that are desecrated, or churches that are destroyed, or the Holocaust that is denied.
The reason I say he gives cover to the terrorists to go kill in the name of their prophet when they believe he's been defaced or slandered or whatever is because when they react with the violence, those who are offended. Christians and Jews don't. If the Holocaust is denied or if Jesus is trampled upon, outrageous.